Hello YouTube, this is Marauders here, and this is my Nintendo Switch. Now, when I bought the Nintendo Switch, there was an issue where the carrying case for it wasn't available anymore. So I had a problem where if I try to put it in my small little pouch bag, well, the problem here is it's just a normal bag, so there's an issue of the sticks being rattled around inside the bag itself. So I designed a little carrying, I would say it's a hard case sleeve for my Switch. So what you do is you just, it's the wrong angle, just slip it in. So it's a nice solid plastic case, so from there I can just easily throw it inside the bag and it will be relatively well protected because it's reasonably hard and the sticks won't get there's no risk of it being tweaked around or bumped around in the bag, so it won't get ripped off. Okay, so now I'm uploading the design to Thingiverse, and if you follow the plans you end up with these parts. So you end up with two body shafts, one connection collar. Okay, I realize that the white table is hard to see the parts. Let me just tweak down the exposure. Okay. Yep, okay. So two of the shaft pieces, one collar, a bottom cap, and a top cap. So after you print it, it's time to assemble it. But before we assemble, the first thing you need to do is, if you don't yet have a screen protector on your Nintendo Switch, please go get one. Nintendo decided to put a plastic screen on this. It's not Gorilla Glass, it's not treated or anything, so they pretty much expect users to gonna put a screen protector on it anyway. So do it, okay? Okay, now before I continue, the other thing I must say is this is my own design, and I will not be responsible if it scratches your Switch or causes damages to anything, blah blah blah. I basically, don't hold me responsible for anything bad that happens when you're using this, okay? This is just my design and I put it up for people to try sharing it with people if they want something similar and they can build it and print it and try it out. But I will not be responsible for anything. Okay, so after you've printed all these pieces, the main thing here is that because this is still just plastic, so there are depending on your printer, the surface might not be as smooth. So we're gonna need to apply some foam padding into the pieces so that they will protect the screen from directly rubbing on the edge of the Switch. So what you do is, you have two of these shaft pieces. First you take one, and then we will call this the top shaft. Now for the top shaft, if we look at the opening, there is actually a foam piece. There are three positions where there's foam. Here, here, and here. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3. So what you need to do is, in these orientations, you need to put three pieces of, you need to put three pieces of EVA foam on it. You need to stick some foam on it. Not too thick, just thin and enough to provide some slight padding. Now the other thing here is the piece at this position. This needs to be less than, it needs to hug the left wall, and it needs to be less than about 8 millimeters wide, because if it's too wide, it's gonna hit the minus button as it goes down. Okay, so what these two pieces do is that these two pieces will prevent the screen from directly touching the case, the plastic case. This piece is more for a spacer also. And what you do is, after you stuck the pieces in these three positions, you repeat with this end as well. Okay, so same three positions. So this is the top collar, top shaft. For the bottom shaft, you look at the orientation and just put the three pieces of foam in the bottom here. Okay, so the same places, 1, 2, 3. You might want to put the two pieces at this angle a bit deeper in, just so that it doesn't press the trigger buttons too much when it's inside the case. So once you have those done, we will now proceed with the end cap. This is the bottom cap, which forms the base of the case. So what you do is, you can use foam, but I would recommend that you find a piece of soft sponge, maybe cut it off from another box or something, and stick it to the base. So what this does is, it will absorb the impact if you drop the switch right through the case and it hits it. It won't hit the plastic. It will hit on your padding or your sponge. So you just need to put that. Now, once you've stuck it all, oh wait, let's see one more. Given the top cap, you need to put a the same thin piece of foam here on the top. So this is to just hold the other side of the switch, and there's one on this lip, on the position of this lip, inside the outer lip. That means it's on the inner lip, not the outer one. It's stepped here, so you need to put it on the inside. Okay, just a piece of foam. So this will just balance off the other end of the switch when it's inside the case. Okay, so now that you've got all the foam done, we're gonna do the assembly. So take the bottom cap and the bottom shaft. Excuse me. Now I notice that the foam is on the bottom, and we just press it in. Now I designed this with a tolerance gap of 0.1 mm. Depending on your printer, you might or might not have difficulties printing and pushing it in. Okay, so you snap it in. You notice that while tight, it's still removable. So the reason why I put all this lip here is that this gives it more surface area. So once you assemble it in, you might want to stick the base piece together by putting a little bit of glue inside or using duct tape. Okay, then you take the collar. This is like a connection collar, and you just push it in halfway. So let's push the collar like halfway into the case. Then take the other piece and push it down until the top shaft and the bottom shaft meet each other. So once again, this collar is basically just to give it more surface area so that you can apply adhesives to stick the case together. And then we top it off with the case, with the cap. And there you go. So goes in, closes up. Okay, there you have it. This is my Nintendo Switch case. So remember, as a follow-up, after you do all this, this is still perfectly, this can still be opened, so put glue or whatever, just stick it all together so that you know it doesn't fall out when you're holding it. Okay? Okay, so here's a quick update because I did some changes after I recorded the initial video. Now, there's now 2 collar and end cap files in Thingiverse. So the first one is the one that I used in the video, which has a 0.1 mm gap between the collar and the body. There's a 0.1 mm gap. Now you think that that's too loose and your printer can actually print very high accuracy. I've actually made a 0 mm gap collar and end cap, so that with that you can achieve a very tight fit on the connectors. But again, still, you really do still want to apply super glue or something into the joints so that it will assist with the help. Okay, so that's just a quick update. And of course, same goes with the cap. There's actually nothing holding it, so remember, it will just pop off. So yeah, try not to shake it too much. Like I said, the main reason I did this was so that I have some sort of container to put the Switch in when I'm putting it in a normal bag. So I didn't really design it for ruggedness. Okay, so this is Marauders. I will see you all in the next video.